We've done several landfill searches. In the old days, we used to just run the dog up into the landfill, and wherever he alerted, we would start raking and seeing what we could find. Now, every landfill, it's not just a free-for-all. They map out every area at different times of where they're dumping trash. So on a specific day when this child went missing, for that week, they were in this section over here using, filling the landfill over here. So they know exactly where to go for that period of time to go looking for whatever trash that's come in. So they map all that out. And so what we do now, because of the problem of it's so unproductive to do it the old way where we just sent dogs in and raked, they actually will have to extract all that. So they will take backhoes in there and they will pull that out, and it'll be put on a little dump truck and it's taken outside, and then they have tarps set up, long lines of tarps, and then it's put down, and then it's all spread out, and it's let to sit for a little bit, and then the cadaver dogs will run through it and see what they come up with. Now, they're very sloppy searches for cadaver dogs, and the reason for that is that there's probably human remains in there, there's probably blood evidence, there's all kinds of stuff, Band-Aids, tampons, you name it. Other dead people, homeless people end up in landfills a lot of times, and that's all in there, and that fumigates everything around it. So all the trash that they pull out of there is going to have the cadaver smell on it. So what we try to do with the dogs is we gauge it by the strength of the indication the dog gets. So if he has a really strong odor, like he's really got something there, he will give you a solid alert when he gets in there, and you're like, okay, we need to check that one out. Radar that we wear on our face. And nowadays, in the old days, we didn't. It was just, we went in like we always did. We just went in and did it, walked around in our boots and our BDUs and our T-shirts and went in there and did it. Of course, and you knew something was bad because the dogs would always get hurt. And one of the reasons we hate landfill searches is the dogs always get their pads sliced up, which isn't too bad. I mean, we got glue that can fix that pretty quick. However, they get infected like that. I mean, they just start infecting because there's so much bacteria in there. I mean, it's just a terrible cesspool of bacteria.
Right.
Yes, it is. It's hard. They get respiratory infections, stuff like that. So that's why we take it out and we spread it out, and we do it that way because it's less dangerous. But we're wearing Tyvek suits and we're wearing a respirator. And we have to go through, and it's very hot. And in Florida, it's 90 degrees and you're in the Tyvek suit. So now it's 110 degrees in the Tyvek suit. Your dog's going through it. Every time the dog gets done at the end of the day, we have a big decontamination pool that we have to put them in, and we have to wash them down with special chemicals to make sure we get everything off of them and, all that stuff. So long days. I mean, they're 12, 14-hour days out there. And sometimes they bring the lights out and you're out there for 20 hours. Long, brutal days in those Tyvek suits. It's rough. It's rough work. So, if they get the weekends off, good. They need it. The rest, they'll let their do like I do, drink a lot of water. It's a very grueling job. So it's not fun, but it's dangerous work. The dogs can find in there. They do find. But like I said, they'll find a lot of stuff because of the fumigation that's gone on with that. Right. And in children, it's really hard. I don't know, because I don't have the case in front of me, how long the child has been missing. But children, with that much bacteria in there, and if the body's already been damaged because of the machinery, that remains won't last long. It'll go really fast because we always say that kids are like Snicker bars to the environment because they don't have the bones aren't sealed and all that. So the bacteria gets in there and just eats them right up. So they go very quick. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they'll be down to whatever little pieces that are left at that point. Wow. And the dogs will find it. They may not. It's not going to be like you're going to find a limb or something like that. That's probably not going to happen at that point. But you might, if he fit through the machinery correctly and he didn't get all tore up when they went through the compactor. Right. He might be like that. It's kind of like Tiger King. How much of him has he left after he went through the wood chipper? So he'd be at the edge of where things would really be starting to go away very quickly. And
today's day 21.
Yeah, one of the reasons they build that big bowl at the landfill with all the clay and everything in it is to hold all the bacteria in there. And so that's just a big petri dish, and when they get in there and all that bacteria is going at the remains, it eats it up pretty quick.
Right.
Especially with young kids, a child of that age. That's probably why the FBI is moving so quickly on this, to try to get in there, because they know that they're going to lose them quickly if they don't find them. So,
wow.
Yeah. because they don't even really even have teeth that are formed yet that are findable, you know. So, and
Wow.
most of dental records are still the number one way that we identify people. When we were talking about Brian Landry before, that was all done through dental records, you know, his identification, because it's cheaper. All right, let's talk about money. It's cheaper than doing DNA. DNA is expensive.
Mhm.
You know, DNA hit for law enforcement if they don't have